Hi, my name is Carl, and you're watching My Crazy Bipolar Life. I am currently 59 years old. I was diagnosed with bipolar when I was a young adult, around 18, 19 years old, and started taking medication not too long thereafter. Now, I know it's kind of late in life to start making videos about this, but I have always sucked at journaling. And I've been told over the years that journaling can be very beneficial for people who suffer from depression or bipolar disorder or many other things. So I hate writing, mainly because I can't read my own handwriting and I can't spell worth shit. So I figured I'd start making videos, and hopefully this might help me to express my feelings and thoughts. And perhaps somebody might get some useful information out of it. Now, be forewarned, there are stories in my life that I will not share with you. There are stories in my life that will be somewhat disturbing. I admonish you not to do anything that I've done. If you are in fact suffering from depression or mania or any kind of social stressors, please seek professional help. There are systems out there to help you and assist you. And just remind yourself constantly that you are worthy of such help. So, you may be asking yourself, potentially, if you're watching this, what is bipolar disorder? So I'm going to share with you some information from the Mayo Clinic, their website. And this is their overview of bipolar disorder. So they say bipolar disorder, formerly called manic depression, is a mental health condition that causes extreme mood swings. These include emotional highs, known as mania or hypomania, and lows, also known as depression. Hypomania is less extreme than mania. It says when you become depressed, you may feel sad or hopeless and lose interest or pleasure in most activities. When your mood shifts to mania or hypomania, you may feel very excited, happy, euphoric, full of energy, and unusually irritable. These mood swings can affect sleep, energy, activity, judgment, behavior, and the ability to think clearly. Got that brain fog. So, episodes of mood swings from depression to mania may occur rarely or multiple times in a year. Each bout usually lasts several days. Between episodes, some people have long periods of emotional stability. Many others may frequently have mood swings from depression to mania or both depression and mania at the same time. Although bipolar disorder is a lifelong condition, you can manage your mood swings and other symptoms by following a treatment plan. In most cases, healthcare professionals use medicines and talk therapy, also known as psychotherapy, to treat bipolar disorder. This article continues to describe multiple different severity types of bipolar. And in other articles, and if you just do an AI Google search of is bipolar a chemical issue in the brain, it basically states that most medical professionals do believe that there is a chemical imbalance in bipolar individuals, and it basically interferes with your neuroreceptors, and that there are excuse me, approximately 3-4 basic types of bipolar. So this article continues to state that bipolar 1 disorder says that you have at least one manic episode that may come before or after hypomania, or major depressive episode. In some cases, mania may cause a break from reality. This is called psychosis. Bipolar 2 disorder, you've had at least one major depressive episode and at least one hypomanic episode, but you've never had a manic episode. Then there's another one here that I can't really pronounce. It's cyclothymia. It says you've had at least 2 years or 1 year. Wait, what the hell? You've had at least 2 years or 1 year in children and teenagers of many periods of hypomania symptoms and periods of depressive symptoms. These symptoms are less severe than major depression, but not any less important. Other types of bipolar, it says, might include or be related disorders caused by drugs or alcohol or medical conditions, and it cites Cushing's disease, multiple sclerosis, and stroke. So these types may include mania, hypomania, which is less extreme than mania, and depression. Symptoms can cause mood swings and behavior that can't be predicted. So that's something to keep in mind. This can lead to a lot of distress that causes you to have a hard time in life. Bipolar 2 disorder is not a milder form of bipolar 1 disorder. It is a separate diagnosis. While the manic episodes of bipolar 1 disorder can be severe and dangerous, people with bipolar 2 disorder can be depressed for longer periods of time. So it's also important to keep in mind that while, yes, bipolar is a chemical imbalance or missignaling of the neuron receptors in the brain, that there can be other forms of reasons behind the condition, which can include genetics, anxiety. So it's genetic factors, environmental triggers. So there's a lot of different reasons, and you can be bipolar and be triggered into a manic episode or depressive episode by environmental triggers. And some of these triggers can be very strong, creating very sharp depressive episodes or manic episodes. And so it can be, depending on where you are in life, very dangerous. So definitely seek medical help if you have any of these issues. Like I said, I've been medicated for a very long time. Now the struggle with medication is finding the right medication or medications that work for you. And that would be that are reducing the number and variety of symptoms that you are expressing or feeling. So, I don't know about other people, but myself, I take several different types of medication. So I take an antidepressant, I take a mood stabilizer, I take an anti-anxiety, and then I take a prescribed sleeping medication, because at night it just seems on average that whether I'm manic or depressed, my brain just will not shut off on its own. I will just lay there and my thoughts just spiral out of control. So it may not, one simple medication may not be the answer for you. And that's a decision for you and your doctor. me and my doctor came to the conclusion that I needed multiple medications to manage my bipolar disorder. One of the other things that we concluded was that I should not work. The reason behind that is uh, I am very susceptible to environmental triggers, and I have extreme anxiety that can trigger depressive episodes. I'm currently 49 years old, and in my 49 years, there have been many times in my life where I've been extremely low and in a very dark place. And it's not a good place to be. So definitely seeking medical help was very important for me. But I've also struggled throughout the years with receiving or accepting medical help, including therapy and medication. And that's something that's not uncommon with somebody with bipolar disorder. Definitely, you might have periods where you're slightly manic and you think, oh, I can manage life just fine. I don't need this therapy. I don't need this medication. And then you stop taking it and you may be fine for a while. You might be fine for a couple of years, and then the world will just crash. And so it's very important that if you and your doctor come to the conclusion that you need medication in your life and you need to stay away from a lot of environmental triggers, that you follow your care plan. I've not always done that, and some of those and that has led to some dangerous situations in my life, and some things that I'm definitely not proud of, and that really still affect my psyche. But in general, I am currently healthy ish and happy. I'm married, I have children, I have grandchildren, and you know, in general, I can be somewhat productive. As long as I'm not trying to work 40 hours a week. That is always a struggle. The number of jobs that I have rage quit or just not shown up to are very numerous, very high numbers. And even jobs that I've liked, I've not been successful at for super long periods of time. So this is just kind of a brief overview of things, bipolar disorder itself, my beginnings with it, and just overall look at things. So I'm going to continue making, uploading videos, kind of like my journal, basically. And I will be sharing with you things and stories from my life, as well as articles like I just shared. And remember, I am not a professional. If you're having issues, seek professional help. You definitely deserve it. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you later.